Chapter 9.1 Solving Quadratics by Graphing and Factoring. A quadratic equation is a nonlinear function that can be written in the standard form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. In Chapter 7, you solve quadratic equation by factoring. You can also solve quadratic equations in standard form by finding x-intercepts of the graph of the related function y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Next, we are going to do example number 1, solving a quadratic equation, 2 real solutions. In letter A, you're going to solve x squared plus 2x minus 3 equals 0 by graphing. For that, you're going to graph this quadratic function by using the step number 1, graph the related function using the vertex. And to find the vertex, first you're going to find its x coordinate of the vertex by using the formula that is negative b over 2a. In this case, you have a b as 2, so negative 2 divided by your a is going to be 1, so a is 1, 2 times 1, so negative 2 over 2, that is 1, negative 1. First you find the x coordinate and then you're going to find the y coordinate by plugging it into the given equation. So the given equation is x squared plus 2x minus 3, and you're going to use x as negative 1, 2 times negative 1 minus 3, and that is going to be 1 minus 2 minus 3, that is going to be negative 4. So your vertex is going to be the point that is negative 1 comma negative 4, which is the x value comma y value. Yeah, now you're going to find the 2 more points. The first point that we're going to find is that y-intercept. To find the y-intercept, you're going to just pick up the c because the y-intercept is 0 comma c. So here we have c as negative 3. So my point is going to be 0 comma negative 3. Now I'm going to plot the vertex and I'm going to also plot 0 comma negative 3. So the vertex is negative 1 comma negative 4, which is this point right here, and 0 comma negative 3 is this point. We got one side and we're going to mirror this point. So this is one step from this line. This is my axis of symmetry line, and I'm going to mirror this point on the other side. So my next point is going to be this one. Now we already learned is the pattern that we're going to follow is by 1 1 2 4. So it's going to be 1 1 2 4 and 3 9. So once I find the 1 1, then it's going to be 2 4. So it's going to be 1 2 3 4, this point right here. So my next point is going to be this point. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to go 2 over 2 and up 4, over 2 and up 4, because I'm going to use the pattern that is 1 1 2 4 3 9. So 1 1 2 4 and 3 9. Now these points are enough to make a parabola and also give us the points where it cut x-axis. Now x-intercept are those points where the graph cut at x-axis. So my first point is going to be this one, 1 2 3, so negative 3 comma 0, and my next, this one is going to be 1 comma 0. So I see that there are going to be two x-intercept. One is negative 3 and other is 1 comma 0. So how many intercept we have here, or solution, are 2. So the x-intercepts are negative 3 comma 0 and 1 comma 0. X-intercepts are also called solutions. So now we have two solutions. One solution is -3 and the other solution is 1. So we're going to check them one by one by plugging it into the given equation. So first thing I'm going to use is -3. So I'm going to plug it in -3 into the given equation. So -3 square 2 times -3 minus 3 equals 0. So that's going to be -9 minus 6 minus 3. So 0 equals 0, so which is true. Now on the other hand, I'm going to use 1. So I'm going to use here and plug it in 1. So that's going to be 1 square plus 2 times 1 minus 3 equals 0. So 1 plus 2 minus 3 equals 0, which is true. So it means that -3 and 1 are the x-intercept or solution. So it's the same thing. Either you call it x-intercept or solution, which is the same thing. There are two solutions, and those solutions are -3 and 1. And if you want to write those solution into the x-intercept form, then you can write it in a point form like that. Next we are going to do the B part of it. Solve x squared plus 2x minus 3 equals 0 by factoring. This method you have already used it in the past in chapter 7, where the sum is going to be the center number, that is 2, and the product should be -3. You're looking for two numbers. When you multiply, you get -3, and when you add them, you get 2. So that number or those numbers are -1 and 3. So the two factors are x plus 3, x minus 1 equals 0. Now these are the two factors we got from this equation. But we're going to find out the x value. To find out the x value, we're going to use the zero product property. The zero product property is you put them equal to 0 one by one and you solve for x. So x equals -3 or x equals 1. So you're going to subtract 3 on both sides, so you got -3. Add 1 on both sides, you got x equals 1. So the two solutions are -3 and 1. You're going to check them one by one by plugging it into the main equation. So -3 squared plus 2 times -3 minus 3 equals 0. So which is clear that it's going to be 9 minus 9 equals 0. So 0 equals 0. The checking part is complete. Now you're going to use x equals 1, plugging it into the given equation. So you're going to get here is 1 square plus 2 times 1 minus 3 equals 0. So that's going to be 1 plus 2 minus 3 equals 0. That is 3 minus 3, which is 0 equals 0. So our two solutions are going to be x equals -3 and x equals 1, which is the same as when we use the graphing method. So whether you use the graph or you use the factor, you're going to get the same x value as your solution. Next, we're going to do the U-try problem, solving a quadratic equation, two real solutions by factoring only. So the factoring is when you make a cross. On the top, you get a number that is the product, that is -2. So the product go here. And the center number, that is -1, go here. You're looking for two numbers that when you multiply, you get -2. And when you add, you get -1. So the two numbers are -2 times 1. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. So the factors are going to be x minus 2 times x plus 1 equals 0. Now we're going to do the zero product property. So put them equal to 0 one by one. And I got two answers, that is x equals 2 and x equals negative 1. So the two real solutions are x equals 2 comma x equals negative 1. Question number 2, you're going to make a cross. On the bottom you have 7, that is this number, and on the top is a product, that is 10. Two numbers you are going to look for are going to be 5 times 2, because 5 times 2 is 10 and 5 plus 2 is 7. You put them equal to 0 one by one, and you got here is x equals negative 5 and x equals negative 2. So the two solutions are negative 5 and negative 2. For number 3, you're going to use a factor, but before using factor, you're going to make it into one equation. So you're going to subtract 12 on both sides to get into one equation, and other side should be always equal to 0 if you want to find out the factors. Now you're going to make a cross. On the top you get negative 12. On the bottom you have 1, which is the center term. You're looking for two numbers. When you multiply you get negative 12, and when you add or subtract you get 1. So the two numbers are 4 times negative 3. So our two factors are x plus 4 times x minus 3 equals 0. You put them equal to 0 one by one because you're looking for x value. You're going to subtract 4, so x equals negative 4 here, and add 3 on both sides, x equals 3. So the two solutions are going to be x equals negative 4 comma x equals 3.